Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite decks to work with. Now, these decks actually go with me to festivals and stuff, a lot of them, but some of them I don't because they're very, very rare. Well, one more than others, a couple more than others actually, and like either it's too much to replace them or they're not replaceable at all. So I'm going to go through them and share them with you. If there is an option to purchase them, then I will put that link in the description below if I can, and we're just going to get right into it. Of course, when I say decks I love working with, there's none that sit in my heart as much as this one right here. This is the borderless edition of the Deviant Moon Tarot created by Patrick Valencia. He is the most incredible artist out there. I love his work. I cannot say I love his work more than I already do. Like, it's the thing I'm most enthusiastic about, the deck that I'm most obsessed with. I have so many versions of his decks. I've got this one, I've got the paradoxical one, I have the bordered one, I have the illustrated pips version of the Triomphe della Luna, a couple of the different colors of the Triomphe della Luna, and even the Lenormands that he created. It was like Lenormand della Luna or something. All of those, I've shared them before, I believe. But all of them don't compare to the Deviant Moon Tarot Borderless Edition. I love this deck. I have the app on my phone too. Seriously, if you like these illustrations and you have like a smartphone, I mean, who doesn't have a smartphone anymore? But if you have that, then you can get an app for like $4. I think it's created by Fool's Dog, and it has all these illustrations. Now, you might be like me and you don't want to use your like apps on your phone to do readings, like you don't trust them as much. I definitely don't. But what I like to do with them is take the screenshot of the card, like take the Queen of Cups right there, and you screenshot the phone, and then you have that as your pictures, and then you can stick it as your wallpaper on your phone. I do that all the time with this deck. Like, I always like change it up. Right now, I think I took Canva and like took characters out of it and put them all together. So yeah, it's just, that's the option that you have there with that. You can do readings with it and everything too, but really, like that illustration right there with the Nine of Cups. No deck, in my opinion, compares to the amazingness that is Patrick Valencia's mind and the Deviant Moon Tarot and the Deviant Moon universe there. Like the Page of Cups, he's playing with the fish. He's not just talking to it, he's tickling its chin. Like, it's so much fun. It's so awesome. And it's so weird and fantastic. And it reminds us that we ourselves can be weird and fantastic as well when we just embrace the weirdness and love who we are. Death, this illustration of death is one of my all-time favorites. It's like it's telling you, you can't go back. Pregnant with new life, new opportunities are coming. You have to go for it. You have to leave what no longer serves you behind so you can find what does. There's strength. You know, the Four of Wands, that Six of Swords, so much fun, you know. You're the one with the mind. You're the one finding that peace and harmony and driving yourself to that new, clear peace and harmony that you deserve. We've got like all the illustrations here. It would take me forever, and I actually have a video. I think I've done it a long time ago that was just this deck, but I have more decks to share with you to show you the different illustrations. That Three of Cups, fun, you know, celebrate even if life is crazy. The Six of Pentacles, that one's the sharing and caring card, and it shows like how I feel about it. The sharing and caring, all of this is hidden. They only share what they want to share. Like that, I've never seen an illustration like that. Every single one of these are absolutely incredible. And really, when I say decks I love working with, no deck sits in my heart as much as the Deviant Moon Tarot. You have to have patience. It's not ready to go. You've got to, like, stabbing the tree isn't going to do any good. Don't let other people spin the wheel for you. Take control of yourself. Like, all of these, every single one of them is just amazing. Like, you can even tell on my box here, the little flap has fallen off. The box is very much damaged. The cards themselves are holding up beautifully. Like, when I go do festivals and stuff and I do live readings, I actually hand the deck to the customer, the querent, the person getting the reading, and let them shuffle it. And I say shuffle however you want. Like, shuffle it to the best of your ability is what I usually say, and then they do it however they want. They're longer, so they can't do like that bridge and everything, but a lot of people actually try. But they're not even, like, you can tell, I don't know if you can tell right there like that, they're not even warped or anything. This is a fantastic deck. It's mass market, so you can definitely purchase it from Amazon. I think Borders has it. Books A Million, I believe that's a place too. Like anywhere tarot decks are sold, you can definitely get the Deviant Moon Tarot there from their websites or even walking a person, because this is one of the most popular decks of all time, I believe. Moving right along, another very popular deck, one that I love working with at festivals and stuff, not as easily replaced as that of the Deviant Moon Tarot, because this deck comes all the way from Poland. This is the Dark Mansion Tarot created by Taroteka Studios. Now this deck, I absolutely love it. Like I said, it goes to festivals and everything with me a lot. I've been doing festivals for events and like coffee shops and things like that. Even bars. I've done readings in bars too. I absolutely love it. But this deck, it's very, very well made. The like quality of the cards and everything, it holds up really, really well. And this is one of those ones that I will let the customer hold so they can shuffle it and get their energy in it. And it's like, again, there's no warps, there's no bends, anything in it. The cards are still holding up beautifully. That back right there, there's really no cards as pretty as that back, because you have like the stormy sky and everything, and then the clear stars and sun and moon and everything on the back. Really, Taroteka Studios, just they create such beautiful decks. They're one of those decks out there, like places like Temu and stuff love to steal their illustrations and make counterfeit decks. They're not nearly, it's not worth it. These cards, like the quality of them, you are not going to get that from one of those counterfeit decks. So go through the cards really fast, like show you the different illustrations. Like if you're a tarot card collector, that's probably why you're watching this video, but if you're a tarot card collector, then you've most likely seen the Deviant Moon or the Dark Mansion Tarot before. So you know all the illustrations and everything in it, but it's such a gorgeous deck. The illustrations are just beautiful. Like that Empress right there, you see she's creating beauty in everything, even though the sky and everything is dark, reminding us that we can bring beauty in our lives even if there is darkness in ourselves too. So every single one of these illustrations are just absolutely beautiful. They give me Tim Burton vibes, like just the illustrations, the faces and everything. It's just if Tim Burton created a tarot deck, this would be the art that he would put in it. Like there's the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Cups, like I love the Ten of Cups because it's very like early 20th century, 1890s, 1910. They're all out for a picnic and everything, perhaps in a graveyard, because that was a thing back then of like having picnics with your deceased loved ones. Death is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Yeah, I love the Death card. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck because it's so empowering. Actually, my very first video that I ever created and ever uploaded to YouTube was about the Death card. So that's definitely, it's like kind of shows that love I have for it. And this illustration of Death, it's absolutely one of my favorites. Kind of like that one of the Deviant Moon I showed you earlier, because boredom. Boredom screams from this card. You see the skeleton there. You see he's just kind of sitting there like, meh, I'm over this. It's already gone. It's behind me. I'm no longer going to focus on it. I'm over it and I'm ready to move through those gates and find something new. So beautiful illustration of the Death card. Got all these different ones that you can see. The Seven of Swords very much screams that thief card we know. There's the Hermit just looking out with his little light and everything. The Chariot, that early 20th century, even 19th and 18th century right there. You've got the horse and the carriage and everything. So it's got those old school vibes that I personally just love. And each and every one of these illustrations, he looks dastardly holding those Four of Pentacles, doesn't he? And you know, that's a dastardly card a little bit. So focused on money and not willing to share. The High Priestess, the Nine of Swords, and you've got that inner demons or those nightmares keeping her awake. So they very much speak of the energy of the cards. It's a fantastic deck for beginners. Like you can have like the Eight of Cups right there. Very clearly, you're leaving things behind and going to find success and wealth by leaving behind what no longer emotionally satisfies you. So you've got all of these cards and these illustrations that they definitely speak to you. The quality, like I wish you could feel these cards. Like they're so smooth, so thick, such perfect quality. Like there's Judgment. How much fun is that Judgment card? It's so cute. You've got all these different illustrations, like I said, very much you could work this as a beginner. It's one of those decks that just a beginner, advanced, reading for like 50 years or plus. This is a deck that could speak to everybody. Like just look at that Ace of Swords. Isn't it beautiful? Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Tower. That tower's fun too, isn't it? All the aces in this deck are just absolutely gorgeous. It's like it's sitting there on a stand telling you to take that idea and do something with it. Take action on it. So you can lead yourself to being that leader in that position. Leader in that project that you're doing. Six of Cups. You know, this gives me Nickelback vibes. I'm a huge Nickelback fan. If you didn't know that. And what's interesting too, Six of Cups, that's astrologically connected to Scorpio. It's technically the second decan, so it's November 1st and November 10th. The lead singer of Nickelback, Chad Kroeger, is November 15th, so he's the third decan, so he's that Seven of Cups. And he took those pictures. Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh, and he made the choice to make a song of it, and they're one of the greatest bands in the world now. Queen of Wands right there, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords. We've got major court cards going there in my, I didn't put it back in order before I made this video. Hangman right there is really fun because it's like a vampire guy. He's really cute. And there's the Knight of Wands, the Fool, clowning around, having fun. Nine of Pentacles, beautiful woman, appreciating everything she has. You can see the house back there and everything, you know. She's made a name for herself, and now she can purchase whatever she wants. Even her bird right there doesn't have a hood on, so it's not even trapped. She's free. My personal favorite card of the tarot is right there with the Three of Wands. You know, you've made your choice. You're following that passion. Only you know what that passion is. And then, of course, we have the Page of Wands right there. And look how just... he's smirking, isn't he? He's like, you know what you like. You know what you're passionate about. Go for it. So that is the Dark Mansion Tarot created by Taroteca Studios. As far as I know, they are still creating it. It's still available. Tarotecastudios.com is where you can purchase your copy and see all the different decks they have to offer. Again, if you want a Dark Mansion Tarot or any Taroteca Studios creations, go to the Taroteca Studios website. Do not purchase this deck from Amazon, even if they have it. Do not purchase it from Temu. It is not worth it. Look at the box. See how it opens? It's not a tuck box. It doesn't have a QR code. It does not have a guidebook either. But it doesn't matter. This deck speaks for itself. So we're down to, I've got a few more to share with you. I think we're not even halfway done yet. So if you want to turn off the video and not watch, that's entirely up to you. But I appreciate you sticking through it and seeing what I have to offer you. You know, all of these are available for a personal reading. You know, comment on the video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website, and I'll send you an email. If you book one from my website, asking if there's any deck particular that you're interested in, because I share these, there's no specific rhyme or reason to the decks that I share on social media every day. I like to use each one in turn. I want to give every single one of my decks a chance to speak. So that's why, like, you have to go to my socials or something and look at all the different decks and be like, oh, I like those pictures. And right there at the bottom of my readings, we'll have the deck, exactly what it's called, and you can touch that. That's the hashtag, and it will take you to all the different illustrations that people have shared. This is the Lepus Tarot from Witchy Cauldron. I did a video years ago about this deck and a few other things that they share with me and the decks that they have in the class and stuff. But this deck has just grown on me. When I first got it and first started working with it, it wasn't that exciting to me, but the more I work with it, the more I see it, the more I am loving it. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the sides, the edges of this deck. Very metallic blue. It is beautiful. The card quality is awesome. Not that of the Dark Mansion Tarot. I have probably 100 decks at this point, and none of them have the quality. I'm pointing and you can't even see it. The quality of the Dark Mansion Tarot right there, that thickness, that velvety touch. Like, I've never found a deck like that. If you know of a deck like that, I'm assuming all the decks from Taroteca Studios are like that, then let me know, because that's seriously, the texture and everything, it feels amazing to shuffle it. It feels amazing to work with it. This deck, just doing this, feels amazing as well. Now, the whole concept behind this deck, Lepus is a rabbit or a hare or a bunny or however you want to see it. And so it's different bunnies and rabbits in the deck, like portraying the characters. Like, here's Justice. So Justice is the rabbit, and the rabbit you see has white eyes, so it can't see. It's blind, so it only focuses on the truth. And justice for all. You know, the Seven of Cups right there and all the choices, and it doesn't even show you the choices, but there's the rabbit with the choices that he can make. You got the Queen of Wands right there. See, all of them are illustrations of the rabbit, like with the Deviant Moon Tarot, because that's the Page of Cups, and it kind of reminds you of that Page of Cups we met with the Deviant Moon Tarot. But all of the different illustrations here, very much Rider-Waite-Smith, with the turn of rabbits or Lepus instead of the rabbits, or instead of the people that are in that. So it's a very interesting concept. And the illustrations, it's very unique, yet it's still perfect for beginners. And it's like weird and random and slightly creepy. Like, I absolutely love this deck. Again, the sides are beautiful. Like, it's, the more I work with it, the more I see it. Like, isn't that an amazing Nine of Wands right there? Like the way it's defending, I'm still passionate about that. Fire is still burning within me. It's the 8 or 9. We've got 5. Yeah, it's the 9 of Wands. I can see that, but it's like 1, 2. Okay, I get it now. I get it. We've got 4 on either side. All those passions that fizzled out, and the one that's still at the front of his mind. So I love that illustration of the 9 of Wands. There's the boredom card, and he even looks sad. And you don't get that in a lot of illustrations of the 4 of Wands. You just get boredom, and that rabbit just looks sad. Like, I'm not over and done with it. It still hurts me. And that leads to the 5 of Cups. You know, the 5 of Cups is the focused on the loss, the crying over spilled milk, when there's still potential to be made. There is the Emperor, creepy, creepy little Emperor right there. Like, all of these illustrations, the 3 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, they're very much Rider-Waite-Smith illustrations. Like death there, like skeleton of a rabbit. Like he's like, I'm not giving up. I'm left that behind. I'm going to just keep going and not give up. I'm still fighting. Still breathing, like that boredom of the Dark Mansion Tarot, or the little dude of the Deviant Moon Tarot wanting to go back. There's still much to be made. There's the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles collaborating together for a creative idea, the Star. Like the colors in that deck, in that illustration, are just absolutely gorgeous. Like every single one of these cards. That one's reversed. So we have like that upside down meaning there, the 5 of Swords. Stop seeing yourself as the victim and start seeing yourself as the victor. The Hanged Man, the King of Wands, the 6 of Swords, the 5 of Cups. Yeah, there's the focused on the sadness. You see the passion. He's got 8 of Cups energy with that red coat on. He's still focused on that sadness, but when he's able to look away from it, that he can find the success. He can find what emotionally fulfills him moving forward. There is the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Devil, the 3 of Swords, Judgment, the Hermit, King of Pentacles, the Tower, the 3 of Wands. There's the 4 of Pentacles, and again, he does look dastardly and devious, doesn't he? The 6 or the 9 of Swords. Yeah, the 9 of Wands. Yep, that's that illustration. So maybe I had the 8 of Wands earlier. Going through these as fast as I did, you know, I might not have everything right. But the whole point is to show you decks that I love working with. Ones that you might not have met before. This is created by the Witchy Cauldron. I do believe this is available on Amazon as well. But, you know, make sure that the creator there, like it actually says Witchy Cauldron. I don't know if this one is very much copied and counterfeited like others are, but it's such a beautiful deck, and it's so unique and so interesting. Like, how cool is that High Priestess? And the Fool right there, the Fool's like looking up. He's got that little bee or something up there. He's ready to fly, and he's kind of like he's the one doubting. Like that dog is right there, and it's got such Rider-Waite-Smith vibes. It's such a unique, interesting take on it. I love the Lepus Tarot. It's such a cool deck. There's a little guidebook that comes with it. Like, I didn't have the guidebook with the Dark or Deviant Moon anymore. I have the big, thick hardcover book, but I've set aside the guidebook, the little white book that comes with it, and I cannot tell you where that is right now. But this one, still in the box and everything, it fits really well. And you can see illustrated, like colored illustrations right there, and the upright and the reversed right there to give you some like little points to step off if you don't know what the cards mean, or the cards aren't speaking to you as much as they could. So that is the Lepus Tarot deck. I highly recommend. I love the illustrations and everything. And one I like to work with a lot. I don't take this one to festivals and stuff as much with me. I don't know. I just get the, like, I don't want to, like, just, I don't know. I don't take it with me. I'm afraid, like, someone's going to hurt it. The cards are a little bit thin, so maybe that's why I don't take it. A lot of times, it's like, if you're in front of me, and you're getting a reading from me face to face, then at least the Dark Mansion and the Deviant Moon Tarot are going to be right there for you to choose from. You know, the backs. Let me get those back out really fast to show you. The backs right there. The Deviant Moon. I love that back on the Deviant Moon. And the Dark Mansion Tarot, you see it right there. So those are really cool ones to choose from when they're almost always up on my table. And usually some form of Rider-Waite-Smith will be up there too, because I think it's important to have a Rider-Waite-Smith. Rider-Waite-Smith is what so many decks are based on today. Like the Dark Mansion, you saw that. The Lepus Tarot, that deck you can tell is very, very, very much inspired by the Rider-Waite-Smith. Now, speaking of Rider-Waite-Smith, here is one of my new favorite Rider-Waite-Smith versions. This is the Weiser Tarot, created by Weiser Books. And it's the illustrations from Arthur Edgar Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith. And I love the diversity of this deck. It's very much still the same illustrations from the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's just got like the coloring and everything. It just brings it so more modern, and it's like watercolory, and it's really, really pretty. Now the guidebook here, very nice guidebook. You see the way it's built and everything, and you've got the different meanings. There aren't any pictures in this one, but it gives you a lot of information, and it gives like the history of the Rider-Waite-Smith right there too. So that's something to check out if you're looking about the history. I should do a video on the history at some time. Maybe I will. Okay, we're gonna go through this deck really fast. Like, there is the death card. The horse has the red eye. Like, the colors and everything of this deck are absolutely beautiful. And you can see very, very much Rider-Waite-Smith based, but it's very modernized. It's the coloring of this deck is absolutely beautiful. And the Major Arcana has something that a lot of decks don't have, and that's probably my favorite part about it. You see right here? There, right there on the bottom on the right of the card, there is the symbol for Libra in astrology. So the Major Arcana of this deck show you the different astrological correspondences. Now, I can honestly say, now I have officially made all of the videos that connect to the astrological correspondences to the tarot in space. Yeah, like last week's video, like the video right below this one, is all of the tarot cards connected to the planets. So if you were interested about that and you haven't seen that, totally check that out, because you have all that information and you can just like wow people. Like Hermit, right here with the Hermit, you've got that astrological symbol for Virgo. So there's a video on my page that you can check out. If you just check out all my videos, and it'd be asked the cards connected to Virgo, and you see the Hermit right there. You see the 8, the 9, the 10 of Pentacles right there. You see the Queen, or the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. You have to check out the video to see which ones connect to all those, but those are all there. There's the Tower and its astrological symbol to Mars. They even have the Hebrew symbols on here, but I have not taken the time to learn what the Hebrew symbols mean quite yet. There's Strength with Leo and Lion. There's the 9 of Cups. Like, just the watercolor illustrations, the way that they did this is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. There is Aries. There is that symbol, the Hebrew symbol that I know that one's of importance, but I don't remember what it is, and I probably never did know what it was. I don't know. Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, that color, that passion, it just kind of screams Aries and following that passion. And Aries is astrologically connected to the 4 of Wands. The third decan, to be exact, April 11th to April 20th. There's the 4 of Cups. The colors, I love. This is one of my favorite Rider-Waite-Smiths, and I have quite a few Rider-Waite-Smith decks because, you know, like I said, they're the ones that inspired everything else. There's the Moon and Pisces right there, the Lovers and Gemini, the Chariot and the Cancer symbol. So you have all of these cards, Aquarius right there, the 5 of Pentacles. And you have this new take, this modern thing. And yet at the same time, it's not modern. It's bringing that whole past right up to the present, and has that painting and stuff you see in history. There's the Moon symbol for the High Priestess and the Taurus symbol for the Hierophant. There's the Knight of Pentacles, like I said, astrologer connected to Virgo. 6 of Wands right there, Ace of Wands. I love the fact that the wand right there is green because it's the potential it possesses. There's the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. That's no longer green. You've actually taken that passion and now you're overwhelmed with it. You're fighting. You're still taking that passion. So you're growing it. It's not as green as it was because it's gotten life. And that yellow background right there, like that shows that creativity and potential that it holds. There's the Queen of Swords and the purple. I love the color purple. It's beautiful. And there's the orange and everything on the Queen of Wands, the purple on the 4 of Swords. Like, you even look through it, the swords have that purple. And purple's kind of, it combines the logic and the passion, red and blue, and it's kind of right there. Like, your passion is still there even though you're thinking logically. The Page of Cups, the Magician, Judgment is right there. So it's very much Rider-Waite-Smith, but with a new, unique, beautiful take. And this is definitely one that will go to festivals and everything with me. I haven't been to a festival since I've gotten this one, so if you meet me at any of those festivals, expect this one to be one of the ones on the table to choose from, because it's just so beautiful and so unique. Like, look at that devil. It's Still the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's just creepier because it has that artwork. And there's the symbol for Capricorn, reminding you that the devil is astrologically connected to Capricorn, the sign that I believe is the most creative sign of the zodiac. They know how to live. They know how to create the lives they want to live. Lived, spelled backwards, is the devil. So there is that little positive, empowering side in the devil when you're able to free yourself from the vices and addictions and create the life that you want to say that you lived in life. There's the sun's astrological connection to the sun. 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, how beautiful. Sagittarius symbol right there with Temperance. 5 of Cups, like very much like the same illustration from the Rider-Waite-Smith, but just a little bit creepier, a little bit more somber. There's the 3 of Swords. I like the fact that the yellow is up here in the clouds, because that's the take that I want to take on the 3 of Swords all the time. Creativity and creation itself, the Empress energy is with the 3, so that Swords, like this heartbreak and betrayal, what can you create after that when you clear the sadness, let the tears dry, and really focus on what you want to create moving forward. There's the 10 of Pentacles. And somehow, miraculously, we end with the Fool right there. And the Fool has that Fool energy. He's got the Rider-Waite-Smith clothes and everything on. And yet, he's got the yellow and everything of creativity, showing that creative potential. He has the purity right there in the white, with the white rose and the white sun, and the purple down here reminding us that logic and passion play a part too. And his little dog is with him as well. You know, that little dog? The little dog goes with you. Goes with Dorothy. Think of the Wizard of Oz and how Dorothy was going and she had Toto with her, and Toto just kind of stayed there and went with her everywhere she goes. Life is more fun when you have a companion like a dog or a cat, right? Speaking of the Wizard of Oz, I have a few more decks to show you. I have that one upside down. But there's the Shadow of Oz. This is one of my favorite decks. And with Wicked being so popular still, and Insight Editions creating a Wizard of Oz tarot, which I do not have. I don't know if I want it or not. I'm just not a huge fan of Insight Editions. I feel like they could do more with their decks. But, and you know, that's mass market. This one isn't mass market. It's very indie. I don't know if... I got it... My husband got it for me from Etsy a few years ago for my birthday. But I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I will let you know that in the link in the description below. But really quickly, we'll go through this deck as well. Like, you might not... If you've never read the books of the Wizard of Oz, I believe there's 18 or 19 of them. But if you've never read them, you don't know who any of these people are. There is the Fool. The Fool is Dorothy right there, and she's got Toto and everything, so that was my little lead way into this deck. But I love the illustrations. Each one of these illustrations, I believe, was created by a different person. It was all the art and everything that they came from the books. Like this, if you watched the 80s movie Return to Oz, I think you might recognize this character. This, I believe, is Jack the Pumpkin, if I remember correctly. He has a whole story. He's very, very interesting if you ever want to read that book. Like, I'll read those books. They're so good. L. Frank Baum, back in the early 20th century. Yeah, I'm obsessed with stuff from the early 20th century. That's when all of these books were created. Like, there's the star. The star is Glinda. There's the guy that I don't remember his name, but he's very, very prominent in the Wizard of Oz books. There's Glinda as well. You know, she's the kind caregiver to the world that has all the answers and stuff, because she has this giant book that has like everything that's happened and everything that's gonna happen. There is the little Gnome King. He's in the books as well. There's Auntie M. There's the sailor that I don't remember his name. We all know this guy. That's the Tin Man. Green Greta or something like that. She's one of the people that works in the city of Oz. There is the sun with riding a horse, but the horse is alive. Like, that's the fun of the Wizard of Oz and Oz in general. It's so magical. Like, the animals talk. And yes, in the books, Toto eventually starts talking too. So I will make, like, maybe that'll inspire you to read the books, because they're so interesting, each and every single one of them. Like, they definitely keep your attention. On the Kindle, I believe the entire series is available on Kindle, and it was only like $1 or $2 if you want to check that out, because it's just seeing the movie Wicked, just seeing the Wizard of Oz, even the Return to Oz, that's just the very beginning of the puzzle. That's that book I was talking about with Glinda. She has all the knowledge. That's why she's the High Priestess. But just reading the watching the movies and not reading the books, like, you are missing out on so much. Like the frog. Do you know what the frog is? You won't unless you read the book. Tower, of course you watch the movie, you know what that is. The little gummy bears right there, I want to call them gummy bears. I don't remember if that's right or not. But they're all part of a story in the Wizard of Oz. Like, all of these characters right here in the Judgment card. Like, there, the queen, woman with the crown on. Who is that? You don't know unless you read the books. Like that one's the one that takes over, tries to take over Oz and everything. I don't remember her name either. Jeez, I need to go back and reread the book so I can be like confidently saying this. But every single one of these are totally different characters from the stories, and it's so cool that this deck brought it to life, and it's not just the movies. Read the books, read the books, read the books, read the books. I'll keep saying that. Reading, as RuPaul says all the time in like the Drag Race episodes, reading is fundamental. That doesn't mean necessarily that you know, reading other people and telling them their faults and everything like that, making jokes about them. That's not how I see that. I see reading as fundamental because it just, you become one with the story. Like you live in that story and you see things that you're not going to see in the movie because it's in your mind's eye. So all of these, the glass cat has such an interesting story there. As the Queen of Cups or the Four of Cups, yeah, I thought it was Queen of Cups for a second, but it's not. It's the Four of Cups. It's kind of hard to see down there. That's a little downside to this deck. The way that the font is and everything, it's a little bit harder to read. But this deck doesn't go to festivals and anything with me. It just stays here because it's hard to replace. And I don't know if other people would enjoy this deck so much. Because again, if you didn't read the books, you might not be interested. But I didn't say this is a video that everybody would love the decks that I was sharing. I said this was a video about the decks that I love. So this is definitely one of the decks that I absolutely love working with, love seeing, just love connecting with. It's such beautiful illustrations right there, like that Ace of Wands right there, and Glinda. She has the wand. I haven't seen it. I don't know if they just left the Wicked Witch of the West out of this deck, which when it comes to the Wizard of Oz, that's actually my favorite character. Even when I was a kid, and I watched The Wizard of Oz, I was like, I want to be her. If someone dropped a house on my sister, then I would totally want revenge on her as well. So you get it. I'm going to get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. I'm going to get you because I want to avenge my sister's death. Like, seriously, as a little kid, that's all I want. And flying monkeys and riding on a broom and scaring everybody and being green. Come on, she was the coolest character ever. There is the Ace of Wands. There is the Two of Swords, you know, or Two of Wands right there. He's holding, I like how the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands are right there. But he's like guarding the gates to the Emerald City. There is the Seven of Cups. One of the things that freaked me out about the second Wizard of Oz movie is the fact she could take off her head and replace it with a different head, so you never knew what she looked like. There is the Magician with the Wizard. The Empress is the Queen of Oz, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Read the books. The character right there with the Page of Wands. The King of Swords right there is like the head Oz leader. Six of Swords right there, and you've got the three of discs, so the Three of Pentacles right here, where they're creating like the couch and everything to get them to where they want. The pumpkin, I said, the pumpkin head plays a really, really huge part in this story, so you want that. There's the Tin Man's Heart, if you're interested in that. Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and then we complete with Toto right there as the Knight of Discs, because he's the willing to put in that hard work and effort. He's there with Dorothy helping her when she needs it. So that is the Shadow of Oz Tarot. I don't remember who created it. Does it say it there? It says the Shadow of Oz, a tarot deck right there. So I don't remember exactly who created this. If I can find the link to purchase it on Etsy, I will share it with you. I apologize if you check that link and it's not in there because I might not be able to find it. But you saw it in here, and if you want a personal reading with that deck or any of the ones that you see in this video, then message me on the socials, comment on this video, or book one directly on my website, and tell me you want the Shadow of Oz Tarot or any of the other decks you've seen or any of the ones that I share on social media on a daily basis. Yes, you get inspiring, empowering readings every day on the socials from yours truly. If you want to give me a follow on there, that stuff will be in the link below. Okay, last deck I'm going to be sharing with you right here. This is the Journey to Oz and Wonderland, created by Mystic Art. I forgot who created this one too. Seriously, guys, put your stuff on there. Okay, there it is. Mystic Madness Tarot, right there on the bottom. I do believe this one is still available for purchase from their Etsy page, but it's very, very pricey because they're getting low. The sides right there are gilded gold, so it's a beautiful deck. Very, very, very well made. Like the deck itself is very good quality, very thick cards. There's like the Emerald City right there. kind of just talking and not showing you the cards. But it's a half AI, I believe, and half like their work, because you can't, believe me, I've tried. I work with Microsoft Copilot a lot, and we create images together, and you'll tell them something and you'll like, it'll make it for you, and it's like, that's not what I had in mind at all. So you have to tweak it yourself. So AI is extremely helpful when it comes to creating things. There's TikTok, but it's not getting your image. You have to still work on it to get what you want in your mind. And Mystic Madness Tarot definitely did that. Like, this deck is so cool. It combines Wizard of Oz with Alice in Wonderland, which is something nobody's ever done. So I love those illustrations. The Nine of Swords, I actually stopped on this card because this actually, it's still in the second Wizard of Oz, the 80s. And I'm I know I'm not alone in this, but at least people I know, I'm alone in this. 80s movies were downright freaky. A lot of them, like, they were creepy. I was born in 85, so I didn't grow up in the 80s. I was too little to remember a lot, but I remember turning on the TV one time when I was a kid and watching The Return to Oz. And it had that, I don't remember her name, but she was in the Craft too, as the crazy girl in The Craft. She's the one that's the little girl, or Dorothy in The Return to Oz. But these guys, and I love the fact that they made it the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords is the things that keep you awake at night. And these guys that were like the Wicked Witch that could take her heads off, they were her like minions, and they had their arms and legs were wheels, and they wheeled around, and it's just the way they moved. To this day, that image in my head still freaks me out. And I've only watched that movie once, and I could not get over that. Like, I'd close my eyes and I'd see those creepy dudes, and I didn't like it. That glass cat's right here too, and you have to read the books in order to find out who that glass cat is. But so much more beautiful than that of the Shadow of Oz tarot, right, with that glass cat. All of these illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. That Ten of Cups right there, the happy family. The thing I love so much about this illustration is the happy family card of the tarot is very often mother, father, son, and daughter. But that's one version of the happy family. Like this one, they're friends. They work together. They got together. They're achieving their goals together. So they're a family all on their own. And this might be TMI, but check out the Tin Man's butt right there. Like, he's got a really, really nice butt, and you've never really seen that before. There is the Seven of Cups with the Gnome King's ornaments. Gnome King, very, very prominent figure in the Wizard of Oz books by Alfred Baum, if you want to check that out. I don't know if they'll put that stuff in Wicked or not. I don't see why they would with like the Gnome King thing, unless she meets him in passing, because they never really talk about their connection or anything in the books. But the Gnome King comes after the first Wizard of Oz book, when Dorothy first tries to go home, and she gets home and says, I was home all along, or something like that. I don't know. But there is the Four of Cups with Tip's discovery. Tip is a little dude from Oz. Drink Me. We're back to the energy of Alice in Wonderland right there. And back to Jack Pumpkinhead. You met Jack Pumpkin. I'm getting into this and getting way too tongue-tied. But Jack Pumpkinhead, the prominent character in the Wizard of Oz. The White Knight is Alice in Wonderland. The Six of Wands is Wizard of Oz. The Three of Wands is Alice in Wonderland. Extra cards right there with the Witch and the Empath. And there is the sun with all the flowers that speak and sing from Alice in Wonderland. The Tower is the tornado from the Wizard of Oz. The Death card is the Wicked Witch. I actually, when I was a kid, cried when she killed the Wicked Witch. I really, really did. And if you've seen the Wicked movie, but at this point, who hasn't seen the Wicked movie? But that's still, I actually teared up, because the Wicked Witch did not deserve to die. Personal opinion, that's mine. I love the Wicked Witch too much, so it's kind of sad. I'd say that's my least favorite death card, because it's the Wicked Witch. Wheel of Fortune is the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. The Chariot are the flying monkeys, reminding you that you can be your own chariot. The Emperor is the Wizard of Oz. Like, I love that illustration, and the green and everything. It's beautiful. The Shaggy Man, I believe he's from Alice in Wonderland, is right there. Queen Alice is the Nine of Pentacles, and she became the queen. I do not have the I have not read all the Alice books. I've read the first one, but I'm not as big of a fan as the of Alice in Wonderland as I am the Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, there's Dorothy's rescue with the Three of Pentacles, them working together to save her. The Wizard of Oz has my heart. It's one of my favorite, it's in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. There's the King of Swords and the Gnat. I believe that's Alice in Wonderland because I don't know who that is. The Griffin right there is Alice in Wonderland. The King of the Forest is the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard's Accolades is the Nine of Cups, so we know that is the Wizard of Oz. Mad Tea Party at the Mad Hatter's house is the Alice in Wonderland. Prince Inga is Wizard of Oz from one of the books. Scraps the Patrick Girl, Wizard of Oz. Looking Glass Railway, that is Alice in Wonderland. Beautiful illustration right there, right? There's the Five of Wands is Alice in Wonderland. The Two of Wands is the road in Wizard of Oz. There's Metamorphosis, one of those extra cards. The Caterpillar becoming the butterfly. There is the World and the Looking Glass, so you know Alice in Wonderland as she goes into this new world. The Moon is the Cheshire Cat. You know, illusions and subconscious and everything like that. He can hide. It's that smile that keeps the illusions towards you. The Devil is the Queen of Hearts, which makes total sense from Alice in Wonderland. The Tin Woodman is the Hanged Man right there. The Hermit is the little mouse that sits in there and gets drunk on whatever the Mad Hatter has in his tea glass. The Lovers are Dorothy and the Scarecrow. So that's very, very interesting. Like, there is so much just potential there for that. There's different books out there, different stories that have come out since the original Wizard of Oz that has that actually occurring. So that's really cool right there. Ozma of Oz is right there as the Empress, just like Ozma of Oz was the Empress in The Shadow of Oz too. Read the book so you know who Ozma is. King of Pentacles is the Gnome King right there, and I believe that is Wizard of Oz. He was the Gnome King in The Shadow of Oz too. Very different illustration though. Page of Pentacles is the Toto. Again, Shadow of Oz had the Page of Pentacles, Page of Discs as Toto. So there is a very strong connection this deck to the Shadow of Oz Tarot for the characters that are a Wizard of Oz. Again, I'm being much more partial to the Wizard of Oz here, showing very much opinions, but this is my opinion. These are my favorite decks. The Wicked Witch's Possessions right here is the Four of Pentacles, and beautiful illustration. There's the Wicked Witch of the West, very much alive. There's the mushrooms in the Alice in Wonderland. The Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland. The Wicked Witch of the West, or the Wicked Witch of the East. That's what it says down here on the bottom. The house have fallen on her with the Ten of Swords. Definitely makes sense for the Ten of Swords. The sad, sad story of the Alice in Wonderland, where the walrus and the carpenter had lured these little oysters that thought they were going to have like a party or something, led them to their own party where they were eaten. So that's just a sad story. I don't like that part of the Alice in Wonderland. The Red King is right there. The Four of Swords. The Vorpal sword that Alice uses to kill the Jabberwocky. Yeah, I think that's what it's called in Alice in Wonderland. There's King Ring-a-Tink. I believe he is Alice in Wonderland. Button Bright is Wizard of Oz. And Button Bright is in Wizard of Oz. And of course, there is the still grayscale and sepia tones of the first of the movie in Eight of Cups. She's leaving that world behind. She's leaving Kansas behind. She comes back at the end of Wizard of Oz. But where does she go after that? This story continues. Read the books. There is the Mock Turtle. He's the one, I believe, that's telling the story of the walrus and the carpenter, when I told you that sad story from Alice in Wonderland. There is Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland. Bellina the Hen from Wizard of Oz. Bill the Lizard from Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Defense from Alice's Giant Feet in Alice in Wonderland. Munchkin Country from The Wizard of Oz. Glinda's Wand from Wizard of Oz. The Royal Footman from Alice in Wonderland. Jabberwocky is Judgment from Alice in Wonderland. Glinda the Good Witch is the Star. Temperance is Aunt Em from Wizard of Oz. The King of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland is right there. Strength, of course, the lion is a perfect description of strength because he finds it. He finds that courage to be the leader he was born to be. And he's a lion. And you know, lion is the card, like you think a lion in the strength card, and strength is astrologically connected to Leo. So it all connects to that cowardly lion right there. The Hierophant is the caterpillar in the Alice in Wonderland. Beautiful illustration there, right? And he's the one with the most knowledge, and he's the teacher for Alice. So that makes sense right there. The White Queen is the High Priestess from Alice in Wonderland. And the Fool, isn't that interesting? The Fool kind of just appeared at the end too, just like the Weiser Tarot I shared earlier. But the Fool right there is Alice, reminding us that Alice was a fool. She jumped down a rabbit hole to follow a rabbit, and here she is. So the Journey to Oz and Wonderland by Mystic Madness Tarot. Awesome, awesome, awesome deck. The guidebook, really, really well done. You see the illustrations. There's that death card that I'm not a fan of because they killed the Wicked Witch of the West. But the illustrations are colored and everything in here, and you have a lot of information. If it is available, I'll put that link in the description below. I think they still have a few copies, but it's pricey. I think it's over $100 at this point. I got it from Kickstarter when they first announced it. Well worth it. I mean, I love this deck. I don't want to take it to festivals and stuff with me, though, because, again, very difficult to replace, and I don't want anything to happen to this deck. I'm being careful as I get it into the box as well. But speaking of boxes, those are the decks of cards that I wanted to share with you. But there are two other things I want to share with you before I'll send you on your way. And again, thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Because as they always say in the videos, you know, you like and subscribe. It really helps. It really helps because the more subscribers you have, the more YouTube is willing to pay you for your videos. I'll be honest about that. I don't ever say subscribe to my videos. I don't want to, because I don't think it's right. You do you. You do what makes you happy. And, you know, you don't have to if you don't want to. Do what makes you happy. This is another thing that I love working with. These are tarot dice, and I have them in this bag so you can like use them more easily. I've been working with them since the month began. They've been sharing in my video, or not my videos, they're here in this video, but they're in my daily readings. It's part of my daily readings, so you want to check them out. But here they are. They're very Marseille style. This is the Tarot de Marseille dice deck. The box is not with me at this exact moment. I know where it is. It's sitting beside me, but I've not gotten that out. But it wouldn't be fair not to show you, so there it is. The Tarot deck of Marseille, or Tarot dice of Marseille. And each one of these little sides of the dice have different symbols and everything on it. The major arcana, like right there, is death. And you see the different, like there's the Knight of Cups. So they have illustration on it, but like the 1 through 10 of the minor arcana are very much the Marseille. Like there is the 9 of Cups, and you have literally 9 cups. So what I like to do with these, if I use them in readings and stuff, and I'll take these and I'll take another thing with me that I'll show you in a minute, with me to festivals, so that you can like draw one out of the little bag right here. And then what I'll do is the cards that you actually got your reading with, I'll find that card in the deck and I'll talk about it while I'm finding it. That way you have an illustration that can go with the card, or with the meaning. As I'm telling you, and you actually see something. But it's really, really fun to like work with these. Just kind of roll one right there. And you have strength right there. And it's Marseille because you have the 11 instead of 8. You've got the little illustration right there that reminds you that you can find the strength to do anything when you believe in yourself. And you can find that success and wealth when you're fair to yourself. Like I said, it's the Tarot dice of Marseille with 20 millimeter dice right there, jumbo dice. And I'll open the box so you can see. It's got the little cover thing right here of how to work with them if you want to. And the box, the little 10 box here, definitely keeps them safe and secure. But like I said, I've been working with it recently every day, so I'm keeping it in that bag because I don't want to pull them out every day and put them back in the bag. Okay, last but certainly not least, we talked about Mystic Madness Tarot. Let me tell you about Mystic Metals Divination. That's what these are right here. This is tarot coins, and yes, I use them all the time. If you see me in festivals and stuff, you'll most likely be asked to, or offered and asked to draw one of these. The sound, just appreciate that for a moment, because it's just these are so cool. If she does a lot of Kickstarters, like she'll sell out of them, and so then she'll do another crowdfunding like Kickstarter and sell them again. And I use them the same way that I use the dice. You know, let me pull one out of here just to share with you. We have one right here. What is it? The 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is right there. They look so old-fashioned and so cool. But like I said with the dice, there's not a lot to go on here. Sure, there's 9 Pentacles, and if you have 9 Pentacles, you have a lot of money. And then, actually 9 single Pentacles, unless they're really old coins. They don't really have a lot of money, but the thought process is there. And you can purchase whatever you want, like this awesome coin deck. Yeah, coin deck, that works. Deck of coins. But what I do is the cards that you got the deck or the reading with, They I'll pull that card out, the Nine of Pentacles right there, and I'll show you that illustration while I talk about it so we can get the meaning of the Nine of Pentacles. But all of the different cards are right here in it. That's weird that I just flipped them over and it's like Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. But the way that they feel in your hands, the way that they are, just the coins and the backs and everything, it's such a fun deck to work with. It is a deck. It's tarot coins instead of tarot cards. And they connect so well with the tarot cards. And I use them a lot as well. Just happens to be this month I decided to use the dice because I don't use the dice nearly enough. But those are, let me set this stuff right here. Got the coins. You have the Tarot to Oz and Wonderland. Got the Shadow of Oz Tarot right there. The Weiser Tarot, because I feel like the Weiser Tarot is a wiser version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Dark Mansion Tarot, that goes everywhere with me pretty much when I do festivals and stuff, because I love the Tim Burton style of the pictures or the illustrations. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, my beloved Deviant Moon Tarot right there with the Queen of Pentacles on the front. These are my personal favorite decks. At the moment, they might change. I might find a new deck that I love in the next couple weeks or something like that. But for now, these are the ones that I'm enjoying the most. I missed one, didn't I? Oh, yep, they all started falling. But there, I set that one aside and I forgot it. But there's the Lepus Tarot, another deck that I am loving right now. So this is a fun video if you want to do one like it. Just share your opinion. Share the decks that you like. It might inspire others to get decks too. As mentioned, any of these decks, all of these decks are available for your own personal reading if you are interested in that. Message me on the socials, comment on this video, or book one directly on my website. We'll have a conversation. You can tell me which deck calls to you the most, and we'll get that ball rolling. Personal remote readings are entirely available if you can't meet me in person to do festivals and things like that. I put that information on my social media, so you can find me out and about if you're local, which I don't know. A lot of you, hi, from West Virginia, you're in like across the world, in the South, like Southern Hemisphere and things like that. So we might not be able to meet personally, but that does not mean you can't get your reading. I do them remotely. You can have a link to an unlisted YouTube video that is all yours, or a PDF format version of a written out reading if that is what you're interested in. You had the pictures, you had the descriptions, you had the meanings and everything. Face to face, you have all of that meanings as well. And what I also offer that a lot of people don't offer. If you get like a personal reading from me face to face, you know, you're not recording it. You can't keep it forever like you can the written or the video. But if you're face to face with me and you're getting one, you have an option right there to get your cell phone out, snap a picture of the cards. Now, it doesn't stop there. If you get a reading from me, then I offer you right there all my social media, so ways to contact me. And if you want to have a written down meaning of the cards, like actually have it to save to later to know what it means, just shoot me a message. Tell me that you want that, and I'm going to take that picture, because I do a lot of readings for different people. I'm not going to necessarily remember yours or have that picture myself, but you have that picture, so send it to me, and I will do the reading for you again. Write it all out and send it right back to you. So you have that second reading, like it's not really second different, but it's that information that you can keep forever. So that's always an option. If, like I said, all that information will be in the link below of where you can purchase any of these decks if they are available, as well as all my contact information so that you can follow me on the socials and everything too. As always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Best on everything that you do. I wish you all the best in everything you do, and I will see you again in the next one.